I stopped sitting down and being upset and feeling sorry for myself. I took accountability and said, you know what? I literally do everything. So why am I sitting here upset? If this is not treating me the way I want to be treated right now, I need to go where I'm loved. I need to go where I'm seen. I need to go and do other things that I love.
We should all learn from men as women is putting ourselves first. Yeah. A man will leave a woman with kids all because he's putting himself first. Man will choose to cheat on you all because he's putting his happiness first. Yeah. A man will lie to you all because he's protecting his peace. So in conclusion, as a woman, stop being selfless and start being a little bit more selfish. Yeah. Put yourself first because men will always put themselves first. And don't feel guilty about it at all.
You stop being so fucking available for them, then you're gonna start seeing your self-fucking worth. Because lately, it's looking like a motherfucker is not showing you what the fuck you're worth. But if you don't know your own fucking worth, bitch, who the fuck is supposed to know it?
I just be wanting to tell every girl in the world, like, you can walk away and you will be okay. You can leave that man today and you'll be okay tomorrow. A man does not dictate your life. He shouldn't be your world, and if that's the case, then that is not okay. That is not okay. You dictate your life. You are your world. You are beautiful. Like, only you can love you the way that you would love you. And when you do that, no man's love can compare. I'm telling you that now. It's a plus, it's a bonus, it's great, it's wonderful, it's cute. But once it becomes your everything, it has the power to destroy you. Like, what?
Confident women move differently, and if you want to embody that, start doing these 5 things. Number 1, stop over-explaining yourself. Confident women don't ramble. They say what they mean, get to the point, and move on. Number 2, make people wait for your response. The next time someone asks you a question, pause before answering. Confident women take their time and answer with certainty. Number 3, and my all-time favorite, take up space. Confident women don't make themselves smaller to make other people feel adequate. No, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to stand tall, put them shoulders back, and own the room like you were supposed to be there because you are. Number 4, never match insecurity. If someone doubts you, let them. If they don't see your value, that's fine. Never beg to be understood. Last but not least, act like everything you desire is already yours. Confidence isn't hoping, it's knowing. Move like the version of you who already has the life, the opportunities, and the treatment that you deserve. Which one of these tips are you going to start practicing today?
Let me tell y'all a secret. When a woman decides that she wants to do better and love herself more, she will. Okay? No matter who's talking, whether it's a woman or a man. It's all up to the woman herself to say, I'm going to wake up and I want to do better. If you seek approval from anybody else except for yourself, you'll never get to this point. That's why no matter who says it, if you're trying to impress someone, you're never doing it for the right reason unless you're trying to impress yourself. The difference between me and some other people is I teach you to impress yourself, not other people. I teach you to level yourself up, become out of their league, to put yourself first as a priority. Not everybody taught that. If you're going to down people and tell them to do better, you got to tell them how. Okay? Because if you don't get the full package, you're going to be missing some parts. If you're going to do something for yourself, not for men. If you do something for yourself, everyone is going to cater to you. If you do something for yourself and you love yourself, you're going to attract people that treat you like you treat yourself. It starts with self-love.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Go where you're celebrated, not just tolerated. Choose what chooses you. Because being included isn't the same as being valued. You shouldn't have to shrink or prove your worth just to be allowed in the room. Be yourself, always. The right people, your people, will make you feel seen without you having to beg for it. And the right spaces will feel like peace, not performance. Choose people and spaces that choose you. The real, authentic you.
Hey babies, I know a lot of you all are on your self-love journeys and you may be at a standstill, and I know many of you all are actually beginning your self-love journey, so I want to break things down. I don't want you to get hyped up about the photogenics and the quotes and the mantras, because that is not specific to what self-love actually is. Self-love has 4 different core aspects, okay? You have self-awareness, self-worth, self-esteem, and self-care. Healing comes with self-awareness. okay? So in that area of self-awareness, you're going to begin to heal. And that means you have to be emotionally raw with yourself. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to look in the mirror and see what it is that you don't like about yourself. Look at the doubt that you have. Look at if you don't like yourself, if you loathe yourself, the criticisms, the judgments. You have to look and see what all of your mistakes were. You have to look and see what your flaws were, and you have to be willing to change those. All right. And then the next level is self-worth. Now, self-worth is your own personal measurement of yourself. Okay. What is your value and what is the value that you offer to other people? Now, let me make sure you understand this. Your worth is not based off of the acceptance of other people. Now, you identify your core values, your morals, your strengths, your tools, your resources, everything that you have that you can offer, not just yourself, but the people around you, your work, your friendships, your relationships, your social relationships, things like that. Now, self-worth is the foundation of self-esteem, and your self-esteem is your own personal opinion of yourself. It is your confidence. Once you begin to leverage your strengths and once you begin to go past your limitations and you pay attention to your successes and your achievements, you will become more confident. You will walk more confidently and your self-esteem will take a boost. And then last but not least, self-care. Self-care is not limited to self-maintenance. Now, self-maintenance is a part of self-care, but that is not what self-care is. Okay. So you're going to get your nails done. You're going to get groomed up. You're getting your lashes done. You know, you're getting facials and stuff. That is not all that self-care is. Self-care is more of an internal experience. How are you caring for yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, socially, financially, sexually, energetically? How are you caring for yourself in the inner experience? Internally, how are you caring for yourself? Understand that the glow comes from the inside. So if you are caring for yourself on an internal basis, that glow will start to pour out, the glow that you see a lot of people loving themselves experience. Okay, so make sure that whenever you are on your self-love journey, that it's not just based off of quotes and mantras and stuff, because that's not all that it is. Hope they helped y'all. Happy journeys.
Ladies, I beg of you, stop telling that man how much he hurt you. Leave with your dignity. That man does not care about how he has made you feel, because if he had cared, you would not be sitting here with a laundry list of all the ways he's hurt you that you want to communicate with him. And I want to be very clear in saying he does not care. I think it's very important for me to burst that bubble of hope that women have, that they think if they communicate to a man how he's made them feel, how they feel, and how they would have cared for him, that it will make him have a change of heart. It will not. So many women want to have this kind of conversation with a man when they're at the end of dating, and that literally kind of goes along the lines of, I really loved you, and, you know, you did this to me, and I would have done anything for you, and, you know, I wanted to have this with you, and in my mind, I was thinking we were going to be this, and I was ready to give you everything. Baby, he knows. That's why he dog walked you. Because he knows the only reason that you are leaving now is because you have absolutely no choice. He has rubbed your face in the mud. And he also knows that this speech of yours is a last-ditch attempt to see if he might possibly could change his mind. That man is taking pleasure from you humiliating yourself. Please stop it. If he cared, you would not be in the situation that you are in right now. Stop thinking that men don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they are doing, and they know exactly what you are willing to put up with. Men deliberately do shady things to test the waters to see what your rebuttal is going to be. And when they've done a few of those and your rebuttal is to do nothing but moan, whinge, complain, they're like, aha, because they know they got you right where they want you. One thing as women we need to understand is men like to have women on standby. So men are never really completely single. They always have women in the background. They don't mind having a woman around a lot of times. They just don't want the commitment. And often they don't want to be tied to one woman only. Men love the freedom to move around. So oftentimes, just as you as a woman who has dated this man have these feelings for him, there are multiple other women who at the same time as you, or just before you, or just after, are going to have the exact same feelings and experience with this man that you are having. You are not special. Well, you are special, but you are not special to this man. And what is going to happen is you are going to pour your heart out. Nothing is going to change. So you will either just completely stop talking as you were going in that direction anyway, or you will continue the back and forth where he's dog walking you. Those are your only two options. That speech is not going to make him become who you want him to be, just to be very clear. So anyway, what's going to happen is when you say this speech and everything, and you know, the thing runs its course and you eventually do stop speaking to him and you go through and hopefully heal and look back, you are not going to be able to pass that man and hold your head up high or with your chest back, because he is going to know that you are rolling back on the floor, forth on the floor, wanting to be with him so badly. Like, yes, we all lose a bit of pride when we're in the process of a breakup with a man that we care for, but hold on to a little bit left of your pride. Please, I beg you. If you are in this position, do not send this message, because when you have recovered from this man, if you ever see him or if your name ever comes up in conversation, you do not want your name to come up as bottom barrel. Maintain your self-love and your self-respect. Type the message in your phone. Do not send it. If I can tell you one thing that I would love for you to just keep hold of, he doesn't care. Just keep telling yourself he doesn't care. And I know it sounds heartless, but it will save you a world of shame and pain, because I love you deep and I need you to hear this. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you.
I just want to remind you, do not ever let anybody play with you. Ever. And more importantly, do not play about yourself. Because one thing that I've learned last year for sure is that everybody is going to choose them. Hold on. Everybody going to choose them. So make sure that you choose you. Because when you're sitting there choosing everybody else, putting people before you, making decisions that don't align with what you actually want, nobody is going to come and save you. So make sure that you got you. Make sure that you're going to save you. And make sure that you know your worth and your value. Like, be for real. You are the prize. You are the prize. Somewhere, somehow, some way, somebody might have convinced you that you weren't the prize. But baby, you are the prize. This is your game. This is your life. And baby, this is your rules. You make up the rules. You decide the players. You decide who is going to exist in your world and reality for you. It's your decision. Make the right one. And when you do make the right one, keep you in mind. Put you first. That's
Things I wish I knew in my early 20s. Cut your family off. Hear me out. If your family is toxic, do not be afraid to cut them off. The best decision I have ever made was no longer spinning the block with my own relatives. I am not going to take several steps back in my healing journey by trying to heal in the same place that hurt me. Number 2, stop seeking approval from people that are not living your life. I cannot tell you how many people I know that genuinely do not make decisions without getting approval from family. Baby, you 36. I'm not asking you about anything I'm doing in my life. I'm telling you. And you'll be lucky if I do that. Number 3, your journey is not supposed to look like theirs. Everybody is not supposed to be in the same place or moving at the same pace. Nobody is doing better than you. You can only do better than you, because the grass that looks greener just might be fake.
You're gonna have to do what's best for you, even when it feels like shit. You have to understand that what you tolerate and allow in your life is what you will get. When someone shows you who they are, when someone shows you that they don't care, when someone manipulates you, when someone is back and forth with you, hot and cold with you, whatever the circumstances may be, walk away. Do what you have to do. And it's not going to feel good. It's going to hurt because there's a bond there. There's some sort of bond there. I understand. But you have to. You have to. You can't continue to let people walk and stomp all over your heart and make you feel badly about yourself because they are unhealed. You can't do it. It's not fair to you. It's not even fair to them. Take a stand for yourself. Even when it hurts to let go, take a stand for yourself and walk away.
Listen, getting up and going to work is hard, but being broke is hard. Going to the gym is hard. But being out of shape, not feeling comfortable in your body is hard. Budgeting is hard. But living paycheck to paycheck is hard. Being disciplined is hard. But living with regret is hard. Healing is hard. But being stuck is hard. Putting that phone down is hard. But being overstimulated and restless is also hard. Now, setting boundaries is hard. But being walked all over, that's hard. Being alone, ooh, I know it sucks. It's so hard. But being with the wrong person, that's a tough job. That is hard. Cutting off the distractions is hard. But delaying your future is also hard. Choosing yourself is hard. But abandoning your potential, that's way too hard. Choose your hard. There is always a price to pay. You pay now or you pay later.
So important for women to have their own, no matter what. Listen, I'm not saying go date a man that don't have nothing because you have your own. No. You know, whatever he do is like plus. Yeah. It's like the cake and the ice cream, the dessert. Right. Don't let that be your bread and butter. Yeah. And don't let that be how you eat. Don't let that be the only thing. You know what I'm saying? Only time that could be the case is if that's your husband. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Is if it's your husband and you fell off for a minute or whatever the case may be, because life happens, y'all. We are not always gonna have it all. You know, we might, you know, but don't let no man be the reason you're eating, because he's going to be the reason you're starving. And there's nothing wrong with a man taking care of a woman neither, because that's another conversation. I would love for men. I love for a man to take care of me. That made me feel real. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I love it there. I love it there.
Right, but you're never gonna stop working.
But I'm not about to stop doing me.
Hello.
And also, when that man take care of me like that, I want to have my own. So when it's my time to show out for him for his special occasions, I can.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to reciprocate energy these days.
Of
you know?
1,000%.
And I think that's where women go wrong. Yeah. They get a man with some money, they get comfortable.
Yeah.
Now they don't want to work no more.
Never really have functioned in self-love. I've never really functioned in self-acceptance. And this is my time to learn what that is. You know, I need to learn who I am outside of my trauma, from the childhood trauma, then the, adult trauma. I need to really know what it feels like to be in sovereignty with me. And that's the space that I'm in, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. And that's just is what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it is, I've never been here before. It's like, I don't really know self-acceptance like that. And I would like to know that. I would like to see myself the way God intended me to see myself. Not through the reflection of anyone else right now, you know what I mean? Really just through the eyes of God.
I don't know if this is gonna sound crazy. I was willing to completely die to any form of me that I had been so that I can birth the woman that I was becoming. The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, I've always been this way. Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing that. I knew it wasn't working for me any longer. I had hit my version of rock bottom. So I was willing to let go of everything and everybody. See, another reason why people won't get there is because the doorway is for you to fit through. You trying to carry everybody else through because you're trying to be Rescue 911. And you got to rescue you first. I am much more valuable to my family and to my community because I was willing to let them go through the door myself, teach myself, learn myself, condition myself, and then come back and get them. I'm much more valuable to them now. But I had to go through a window time of 10 years of judgment. You leaving us, hanging out with white people all the time. You going to these crazy countries. We don't know what I had to be willing to allow my conviction to make me inconvenienced See, we want to grow, but we want to stay liked by everybody. I was willing to be my own rescue at the risk of your approval. But most of us aren't like that. Facebook is an example. We want to be liked. Well, I woke up and I like myself today, so your like is extra. My job is to like me first. I was willing to say every day, Lisa, you like you? Lisa, are you proud of you? Lisa, are you playing full out? Every day before I checked in with anybody else. That's lonely, by the way. Why won't most people do it? Because it's scary and it's lonely. So what did I do? I was willing to find people who had what I did.
I like how she put this. Please listen to this, y'all.
The third, big boss energy, bossing up, right? Like, how do you elevate yourself as a woman, as a person, an individual? It requires a lot, right? Like, it requires a lot of mindset shifts, who you were versus who you're becoming. Like, detaching from those two things can be really it could be a lot. Sometimes you're living in this in-between space as an individual, and you're kind of damn, I know I have this vision for myself, or I know I see myself being this type of person, but you're still, maybe having the same type of friends or environments or circles in your past that you're trying to figure out, and you're in this in-between space. And I would say the three things that really have helped me to really boss up my life is one, discipline. You really cannot make it doing anything without a certain level of discipline in your life, whether that's bad habits, bad relationships, bad friendships, bad eating habits. All these things contribute in some way to what you're putting out day in and day out. So having the discipline and the mindset to understand discipline is really the highest form of self-love is something that I really, really live by. And I've always been really disciplined, but I feel as I bossed up my life that, tenfolded for me, and really had to step into discipline a lot. Separation, what I was just saying, can you separate yourself from bad habits and bad relationships and things that just don't serve you anymore, right? You're trying to level up, you're trying to reach a different vibration in your life, a higher place. Is you're gonna have to let go of low vibrational things, people, and environments that surround you to really allow your mental to blossom in that way and be free to tap into that, And I would say just keeping God at the center of everything. I think it's very easy to say that, but and it's we live in a culture where healing's cool and meditation's cool and all these things, but really trying to be centered on a day-to-day basis and keep God first has really, really shifted my mind, my life. I wouldn't be in this position. I look at how God has moved me as an individual, the things he really put me through to learn, and how keeping him centered in my life has really elevated so rapidly, so many things. I always say God's grace is different. When he starts to open doors for you or make shifts for you, it's just not, it's supernatural, you know what I'm saying? And I really wish a lot of people could experience that. So I would say just being spiritually guided on a regular, and just God revealing my purpose to me really came once I started to really put him at the center of my life. A lot of times we're lost. We're what should I be doing with my life? God, please, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel until you really value and put him first, he kind of reveals that to you. I would say that's kind of where I had to learn on my journey. I was asking God to reveal something to me before I really was revealed to him and revealed in his presence and his peace and understanding who he is and how he works. So that's something I would definitely say really helped me with bossing my life up.
Have ever had to heal yourself or forgive someone that never even apologized for what they did to you? You are one of the strongest people to walk this earth. We live in a world where people walk around here acting like they don't owe nobody nothing and they can never be the problem, and if they hurt you, it's because you did something to them first, or if they hurt you, it had to have been your fault. But if I apologize to you, then you have to apologize to me too. But I'm allowed to hurt you and feel nothing, and I'm allowed to hurt you and not give you an apology because I don't owe you Why do we live in a world where entitlement is at its all-time highest? You know how hard it is, let alone to get hurt? You literally walked into my life, right? Not only did you hurt me, but you made a mess out of my emotions after how you hurt me. And now it is my responsibility to clean up the mess you made.
Apologies don't fix anything. Of course, like they don't fix anything, but I think the reason why apologies are so important is because you are at least telling me that you're self-aware of what you did. You're self-aware that you hurt me. Because if hurting me doesn't hurt you, you don't care. You never cared. You never cared about me. You only cared about yourself. I know their apology probably means nothing anymore. I know it probably just holds no weight anymore. But one day, I truly hope that you get that apology that you deserve. Crazy how some people can be so bold, so confident to hurt you. And when it's time to apologize, they get so quiet and so silent. And they use the silent treatment as a form of punishment in hopes that they hope that enough time goes by where they don't even have to owe you an apology anymore. I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I love you so much. You are so loved. And the way this person treated you is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of themselves. It is a reflection of the way they feel about themselves. Okay? I love you.
What I found is when you heal your love blocks, a love block is any thought, behavior, or belief that is blocking you from the love that you want. Love blocks also create money blocks. It also blocks your money. Love blocks also block all of the blessings and things you've been asking for. So if you feel stuck, that's part of your love blocks. And what I found is when you heal your love blocks, then what I found with my students is that they automatically move in a certain way. And we think that we need to do the behavior first in order to get the man. That's backwards. No, ma'am. You gotta become first. You gotta heal first, activate that feminine energy, and become first. And when you become, then what you start to do is you start to do the things that trigger a man biochemically to be hooked on you. So that now men are competing. Multiple men are competing, and they're willing to compete for you because, ladies, it is a lie from the pit of hell that men do not like the thrill of the hunt.
I am actively pulling myself out of 2 years full of anxiety and depression. Before I start making content about that process, I figured I'll go ahead and tell my story so that you have some context. It all started when I married the wrong man. I'm joking, but I'm also not joking. We're gonna make this quick. In 2022, I started prepping to move to Atlanta and met someone while I was looking for my home. We moved very, 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 very quickly. We got engaged very, 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 very quickly. The red flags were flying, but I was very pressed. I was 32, and I was very pressed to not be unmarried. The time was ticking, and I ignored a lot of red flags, and I just felt like, wow, it's my turn. Got married after 10 months, and then we got divorced in 10 months as well. During that time, I was being drained of life. They say that when you get with the wrong man, that it can quite literally ruin your life, and I am here to attest that that is true. Usually when you get a partner, you do less. It required me to do a lot more, and I was being drained. I started to experience physical symptoms of anxiety, and that had never ever happened to me before. So I started to like have super heavy chest and not be able to sleep, or I had panic attacks and didn't understand what was happening with my body. I was helping this person do everything that he needed to do, but everything I was helping him with seemed like it was draining from me. So discipline went in the trash, consistency went in the trash, and then I would start to withdraw myself from social media, which is what I do for a living, and take these long breaks. And during that time, I would just be very sad and also very upset with myself, because at the time I wasn't sharing any of the truth with my family, with my friends. Nobody knew it. And I was also putting on a cute face online and acting like everything was just butterflies and rainbows when it was the opposite. So all of that was a lot of stress, and I would fall into these depressive moods during that time. And like I said, I was dealing with the physical symptoms of anxiety. I didn't even know what was wrong with me. I literally went to the doctor and was like, is there something wrong with my heart? What is going on? I got to a point where I literally could not work because so much was on me. I was doing everything for everybody, and I couldn't show up for being on camera, for being on YouTube, making vlogs. It just became way too much for me. Left the marriage. One of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, because the peace that I felt after I left was immaculate and undeniable. But in that moment, I thought, okay, we're good now. Smooth sailing. I'm gonna make up for lost time. Grow my socials, get back to me, lose the weight, do all these things. But that's actually where the real work started for me. I went through a very long period of having an intense amount of anger towards myself. I felt like I had done myself such a disservice by falling into this marriage. I blamed myself for choosing that, for moving so fast, for not being aware enough or knowing more. And I beat myself up about it. The last 2 years since I've been divorced, I have suffered through having consistent depressive moods that mirrored what was happening during that time. But I would remove myself from social media, talking to my friends less, kind of just isolating myself and honing in on negative thoughts. Just constantly thinking, what if this, what if that? If you had known better, you would have done this, you would have done that. Just very upset with myself. And of course, with that comes comparison. I've been a content creator for 8 years now. I've been full-time for 5, but I'm nowhere near where I thought I would have been at this time. And the only thing that could come to my mind in the last 2 years is, Maya, had you not fallen into that relationship, gotten married, started to like change your content up and allow this man to literally suck you dry, you could have done this, you could have done that, you could have been further. Look at this girl, she hopped in after you started and now she's where you wish you were. Like, the spirit of comparison would drown me and I would hide. And I felt really, really small. I felt like the world was sitting on top of me. I would take these 2 to 3 weeks and I would just sulk in that. I would watch TV, I would take naps, I would have heavy chest pain. I went and got 2 EKGs and a heart ultrasound because I was like, what is going on? I, went to therapy. I also listened to a lot of self-help, books and podcasts and all these things. And it did bring me to a point where I forgave myself. The one thing that brought me to the other side was realizing that I cannot hold my past self for not knowing things that I know now. And that allowed me to give myself a lot of grace and start the process of healing. But God has recently been revealing to me exactly how I changed this season of my life. I no longer will allow this to control my life and keep me from moving forward. Yeah. And for the past 2.5 weeks that I have been actively changing my mindset and doing certain things to pull myself out of these spaces, I haven't had no chest heaviness. I haven't been honing in on negative thoughts. I have had hope. I have just been in the best of moods. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that God is orchestrating this thing and we're doing it. So I'm excited to share this journey with you guys. I'm also sharing it on YouTube. So if you want a little bit more in-depth, cute, aesthetic content, definitely go to YouTube. But we shall see where the Lord takes us in this journey.